Are you gonna go live? Okay. Hello, everyone. Welcome to BayernNow, the ultimate Bayern Munich fan channel. Alexander, the great new boy. It's approximately 1 month until he joins, or he's contracted to us, because technically we signed him for free. But I can't wait for this guy. I really can't wait. Ladies and gentlemen, a goalkeeper of Schalke that pretty much saved them last season. I thought Schalke were going to get relegated last season. I feel like Nubel saved them, but a lot of people are calling for him to be loaned out. But this is coming out from Bayern Munich's board. This is coming out from Oliver Kahn. When asked about Nubel, he basically said, no, he's not going out on loan. In fact, he's going to stay. He's going to stay and learn under Manuel Neuer. And I agree with that. It's up to us as fans to take the news in and then figure out if we disagree or agree with it. I agree with it. I happen to think it's a perfect decision from Oliver Kahn, because the thing is with this Nubel thing is people don't realize Neuer can decline. People don't realize we can get a long-term injury to Neuer and he's out for 6 months. This is what happens with people or athletes that are in their late 30s. No, how old is Neuer now? 34. He turned 34 this year. If he gets an injury, we're done for. He's one of the best goalkeepers in the world, right? He's in that top 5 category. A lot of us like to say, oh, he's the top 1. Yes, yeah, he's top 1, but he's top 10, top 5. Neuer is a brilliant goalkeeper, but Nubel is the next generation. And yes, we'd like to think, oh yeah, in 10 years, in 2 years time, Neuer is still going to be the same goalkeeper doing the exact same things. But no one predicted that in the year he got injured 2 seasons ago, he was going to get injured at that time. No one can predict injuries. No one can predict form running dry. So I think getting Nubel in is a perfect idea, especially when we don't really have that competent backup. I don't think Ulreich is good at all. I don't think he's that good of a goalkeeper. And it's obviously my opinion, and you don't have to have the same opinion as me. But I don't think he's that good of a he's as good of a goalkeeper as people make him out to be. And if we get an injury to Neuer, we are dead. We are done for, because Neuer is so crucial to how we play, the way we play out of the back, the way our high line works. Neuer needs to be that off the line goalkeeper. I don't even think we can properly really replace Neuer unless we just get his son or something. I don't freaking know. Like, if you look at how we play, he's like, maybe a long ball comes in, he's always there. So I wonder how Nubel's gonna fit into that. Nubel's been crap for 2020. Well, first of all, he hasn't been playing in 2020. Since January, he's been dropped in and out of the Schalke squad, basically on the bench at times, but basically dropped. Schalke only now played him versus Werder Bremen, because that's the thing with Nubel. Nubel is that guy that, you know what? Schalke are so annoying though, because they let this happen to themselves. They let their players get to their last year of their contracts, and then they complain when these players sign different contracts with other clubs. What's up, Silo? So I don't like Schalke. They irritate the crap out of me. Because how are you going to let Nubel and Goretzka get to the last few years of their contracts? Surely 2 years before their contract, and you're already negotiating. Look at the Alaba situation, the Neuer situation, the Müller situation. All players that have a contract expiring next year, we're already negotiating their contracts. We could legitimately hold out on their contracts until the last few months, and then that's when we start negotiating. But Schalke never do it and then complain when a player leaves. So Schalke are being very petty, like a girl that asks out, or a guy goes and asks out a girl, hey, I like you, I'm attracted to you, come over. And then the girl's like, no. And then the guy's like, oh, you're ugly anyways, you're hideous. And it's so stupid because, what, she just said no to you. That's a similar situation with Nubel. Schalke probably didn't ask, and then still called the girl ugly, even though they knew the girl was attractive. So it's very odd to me what Schalke are doing to Alexander the Great New Boy. I think Nubel is going to be an exceptional, he's going to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world in the right environment. A lot of people are like, oh, Nubel isn't good enough, he makes errors. Well, if you can't just think football is about context. You have to understand the context behind a lot of these things. Jordan Henderson technically is the best CDM in the world because he does well for Liverpool in the way they play. And it's a similar situation with Nubel. If Jordan Henderson, see, that's a lot of you are like, nah, Jordan Henderson isn't a good CDM at all, and I agree. I don't think he's world class like that. I think he's a good player playing in a good system. Nubel is a great player playing in a poor system with poor players around him. Schalke have overachieved over the last few seasons. They should have been relegated last season, but then somehow they got top 6, I think. Schalke got a top 8 finish out of nowhere. And I thought they'd get relegated because and then Nubel was saving them. And another thing, Nubel faces more shots than Manuel Neuer in a 90-minute period, but they have a similar save percentage. I think Nubel might even have a higher. No, they have a similar save percentage, despite the fact that Nubel's facing more shots. So he's facing more shots, which means he's facing more shots in more dangerous areas because Schalke's defense is worse than ours. Our worst defense is still one of Schalke's best defense. So Kimmich is the best CDM. Well, that was an example I was using. If we sign Havertz, Sané, and Dest, we will dominate Europe. That's true. But let me get back on this Nubel context thing. Because I don't like when people say, oh, he's made a few errors. Well, Neuer isn't allowed to make errors with the way and the players he has around him. He won't find himself in many situations where he'll make errors. Because he won't, first of all, be facing as many shots as Nubel. He won't constantly be having to... For example, Nubel plays more long balls in a 90-minute period than Neuer does. That's already a sign of Schalke's system where instead of playing out of the back with their goalkeeper, they choose to clear the ball or whack it forward to a target man or to whoever's up top. So that's the thing. That's the difference in the systems. We play out of the back more, whereas Schalke whack the ball forward. They face more shots because they're pressing. They're a very pressing team right now, but they don't have the players to do it for 90 minutes or the depth. So you can see it. Losing Neuer will hurt so much. We won't be able to play this high line anymore. No, we will be able to play high line. See, Neuer's thing is he's just done it for so long. But I guarantee you, Neuer wasn't always this confident. Now it looks like he just comes out whenever he wants on command at this point. But I think over time you'll see Nubel learn these things, especially when he's learning under Neuer. And that's thank you for saying that. So Nubel will learn under Neuer. Neuer is going to be a captain. See, that's the thing. I made a video, 2 months ago saying, you know what, I'd be open to selling Neuer. Because at the time, the stories were coming out that Neuer was demanding 15 million a year, a pay rise, and he was demanding all this money. He was demanding 5 years at the club. But I thought that was the case. It wasn't. It looked like the club and Neuer were in pretty much equal terms in terms of demands. And I thought it wasn't. But at that time, I said I'd be open to selling Neuer. But now that I look at it, there's no way we would even consider selling Neuer. There was more of a chance letting Neuer run down his contract to the last year, move to a different club for free, and be their best goalkeeper ever, than him actually extending his... There was more of a chance of that happening. But then he extended to 2023, which is freaking brilliant, because it gives Nubel 3 years. But people, you have to think about it. Nubel's 24 right now. If in 3 years, if he's not really, he's gonna a whole season. Next season is gonna be where we see a lot of we're gonna see Neuer start pretty much every game. But I think the season after that, 2021, or 2022, the 2022 season and 2021 season, that's where we're gonna see Nubel slowly easing to the side. That's where we might see a Kimmich as captain. That's where we might see. I think Lewandowski is gonna be captain before Kimmich. By the way, I don't think Lewandowski's gonna like it if Kimmich was captain, or Muller's gonna like it. It depends on the morale of the squad. Kimmich and De Jong are the best young CMs. De Jong's the same age as Kimmich, isn't he? Can anyone tell me how old De Jong is? Neuer revolutionized the goalkeeper. I think he's the greatest goalkeeper that I've ever seen. There's no one else that can... People are like Casillas. Casillas was a shot stopper. So many of these goalkeepers were shot stoppers. But they weren't ballers, ball players. Neuer can play out of the back. This guy could play out of the front if he wanted to, because that's how good he is. I think Neuer, for me, is just there. But Nubel has about 10 games a season guaranteed. Is that confirmed, though? I don't think it's confirmed, but I would like to see him actually start a few games. Maybe a DFB Pokal game against Hindenheim or something like that. A game that no one really will get threatened by. You start Nubel. Give Neuer a rest. It wouldn't be bad to see Neuer rest for a little bit. It would not be terrible. So, in these games that mean less. I think Nubel should be playing. But that's another thing, though. I think the system we play will suit Nubel, right? He won't be facing as many shots as he does as Schalke, so automatically he will make less errors than, because people are like, he's error prone. I haven't watched him play that much. I just know he's a baller based off the highlights I've seen, based off the saves, the stats, the percent. What I've seen is he can come off his line as well, which is important for a goalkeeper at Bayern with our high line, like someone was saying. Read past the comment. Our high line is literally what we're pretty much known for, when Neuer just jumps out of nowhere and heads the ball. Like, that's what Neuer is good at. That's the high line we play. So you wonder how Nubel is going to fit into that. I really hope Kimmich joins No, come on, no, come on. Kimmich's not joining Barcelona. There's more chances of Kimmich just quitting right now, today, than him joining Barcelona ever. Barcelona are poor. You're broke. You can't afford anything. You couldn't afford my left foot, and I'm right-footed. And my left foot is useless when I play. So, yeah, you can't afford anything. Bayern is a club where jealousy is rarely seen. We honestly have an amazing squad where people feed off each other. Yeah, I think a lot of clubs you would hear like contentions in the dressing room between David Alaba and Davies and Lucas Hernandez because they'd be competing for the same spot. That's something that would come out of Real Madrid, like this player hates this player because they did this. That's why, I mean, you'll never hear a Gareth Bale situation where a player isn't necessarily competing or playing at his level and his teammates are after him. That's disgusting, the Bale situation. You will never hear that at Bayern. Our players, generally speaking, happen to be very freaking mature in how they deal with each other. They're very manly players. Not saying, yeah, exactly. So, I mean, when Messi does leave Barcelona, they're going to be crap. But our players are very mature. So I can imagine a situation where Nubel is going to come into a new competitive environment and he's going to know, I'm going to have to compete against Germany's #1 right now, Manuel Neuer. I'm going to have to compete against a Champions League, World Cup, Bundesliga multi-time winner. And I'm going to have to try and get his spot in the team. I'm going to have to try and outperform him. He doesn't necessarily have to outperform Neuer. He just has to show us the fans, and also his teammates, that he can actually do it. And that's what the situation is with Nubel right now. A lot of people believe that, he's not at the level. He needs to be loaned out. Well, Oliver Kahn has just come out and said he isn't getting loaned out. And I agree. I agree he shouldn't be loaned out. There's no justification for loaning him out. If you loan... let me read off on whether Nubel could be loaned out. Kahn said, no, nobody's talking about a loan. That is absolutely out of the question at the moment. Nubel is one of the best talents and the transfer made sense. He accepts the situation and will learn from Neuer to gradually become #1. Gradually, in the next 2 years. It could even be 3 years, but Nubel knows he's 24 right now. He has a good 8 years on him to be at the... most goalkeepers stay on top till 33, 32. He has that time to learn and to keep going. And I think with Nubel, he's going to be young. He's going to be hungry. He hasn't... It's not like it's a kid coming from AC Milan where, like Donnarumma, when Donnarumma comes here, he's going to want to start every game because he's going to be like, yo, I've done it at Milan. I've done it in the Europa League, Champions League, etc. I should be playing. I've done it in the Serie A. I've done this and that. Nubel does not necessarily have the CV of some of these other goalkeepers, but he's going to have the talent. And Oliver Kahn is saying he won't go out on loan. And that's exactly what I need. I need that to happen because imagine you loan Nubel and then Neuer gets an injury. Even for a month, he's out. You're screwed. You have to play Ulreich. And that's just not necessarily where we want to be, man. I think towards the end of last season, no, not in the middle of last season, Neuer was getting a few injuries. He'd get a little knock. He'd get maybe 2 weeks out with his wrist. And he'd have to bandage his... You know, you don't want these things. Imagine if we played Neuer, aggravated the little injury he had on his wrist, and all of a sudden we have a goalkeeper out for 2 months instead of just 2 days. And if you have Nubel for that, you definitely benefit from it. What do you think about this guy saying Messi ruins Barca? How can you be saying that? What? How are you saying that? How are you saying Messi is the greatest player of all time? Do you think App should be loaned out? You know what? I don't even know what App is about. Not like I don't know who he is. Like he plays for us, but I don't know what he's about. What is his play style? What is he moving to the channels? Right. I know he's very strong. No, I don't. I don't know anything about him. The guy scored 2 goals for Hamburg. 2 goals. Is he even good? I don't know. I'm gonna be honest. How much did we spend on app actually? Let me check that out right now. I'm sorry I'm doing this live, but I have to check. We spent 3 million on app. What Bayern saw in him, I haven't seen just yet. He's only scored 2 goals in 8 appearances for Bayern 2, so the second team. I don't know what he's about, to be completely honest with you. I don't know why we bought him. I know there's the jokes that, oh yeah, he's the great. I mean, be honest, it's a joke, but legit, I'm genuinely confused. He's only ever scored 2 Bundesliga goals in 18 appearances. 18 appearances for Hamburg. A little hiccup right there. Under 17s in the Bundesliga Nudust. I don't freaking know. For Hamburg as well, he scored 37 goals in 45 matches. I don't know if that's what Bayern bought him for. And in the under 19s, he scored 9 goals. So maybe he has a goal scoring thing about him, but so far I haven't seen it. He did score that 1 goal. Was it AC Milan we played? Or was it Inter? I don't know. He did score that 1 goal in preseason. Do you think Sané is fit? I think that's what you mean. I don't know. He looked very promising. Yeah, we spent money on him too. So I imagine Bayern knew what they were doing. But maybe he's just one of those players that we bought for the actual second team. Nah, but he's actually how many minutes has he gotten in the Bundesliga with us? Well, in general, he's gotten 845 minutes. I don't know. I don't know about. Thanks for asking that question, whoever asked. That's a very good question. Let me read this. We're not trolling you. We're just saying Messi's the greatest of all time. Imagine calling Messi. Messi is the football goat. Sané. That's the thing I was trying to talk about. Okay, so the thing with Sané is, this break has definitely helped him. That's for sure. You can think about that. It's definitely helped him. Fine with another win for Hamburg. Oh, Adrian Fine. Someone was tweeting out. People love doing this, man. So oddly reactionary. It's annoying me. Adrian Fine apparently had an off game for Hamburg. You know what? I believe he's a player, man. He comes back at the end of this month, so he's gonna... Well, he can't register to be a Bayern player because technically the season should have ended. The season should have ended 2 weeks ago, 15th of May or something like that. Adrian Fine will come back, and I think just genuinely good news. But I wonder if he's going to be a plan for Hansi Flick, like in an actual system. I mean, look at the midfielders we have. I think in order to really put Adrian Fine in, you have to get rid of Tolisso. And that means we have to sell him this summer. Unless we loan Fine out for a longer time, his contract expires in 3 years. And I don't know. I think he should just stay. I think he genuinely should stay here at Bayern. He's done well at Hamburg. The guy looks like a saucy bowler. He looks like he's bound for the Bundesliga. He's a defensive midfielder, right? That's his position. He makes the tackles. He's strong and powerful. That's what I want. He's 6 foot tall, so he would add a little bit of physical edge to our team. But with the way Kimmich is playing defensively in the last few weeks, I don't know. We'll see. Look at the problems we have. The good problems. We're talking about how we could fit a good player in our team. Like, I mean, think about it. We would have to work very hard to try and fit this guy into a team. Because if you try and go to a 4-3-3, what will Müller play? You can't take out Thomas Müller. You can't tell Müller, hey, you broke the Bundesliga assist record last season. Let's take you out for Adrian Fine, who's coming in and get a 4-3-3, Kimmich, Thiago. And then at the same time, Kimmich, Thiago, Goretzka, where are they all going to play? How are you going to fit all of them in? Because you can't tell Goretzka, hey, you've been playing really well now. Let's get Thiago in because Thiago is going to be fit this weekend. So now he's going to be on the bench because he's not going to be fully fit. But you can't tell Goretzka you're getting dropped. You can't. So I'm very, man, I want to cry right now because we have so many problems. What are your thoughts on Hernandez? What's the situation with him? Can anyone tell me? Because I don't know if he's injured. Apparently, he had adductor problems. Hopefully, it's nothing serious and we can actually relax with that. But he wouldn't have played against Leverkusen anyways, because no, actually he should have. Yeah, because Leverkusen don't have a big striker, so Boateng would have no reason to play. Chava. Okay. Fine could be a surprise. He could be. I was thinking if you think Fine could be wise to go out on loan, Everton, Ajax. You know, I'd love to send this guy to an Ajax or an Everton. Look at how he's played. Everton do like a proper CDM. I mean, these are things that we can think about. But Carlo Ancelotti, we don't really hate the guy at Bayern, so maybe he might want to use Adrian Fine. He might. And there's a lot of players that you can look at and go, oh yeah, Bayern might need them right now. But that's the thing. Havertz is really gifted, but Fine fits more in our squad. What do you mean by Fine fits more in our squad? They don't play in the same position. Fine's a CDM. Havertz is a central attacking midfielder. Havertz would replace Muller, and that's how it would be. I don't think we need midfielders right now. I don't think we should be linked to any CDM or any, because we have Adrian Fine. We have Goretzka. We even have Tolisso, who he still plays for us, you know. Tolisso is still a Bayern player. And then on top of that, we have Kimmich, we have Goretzka, Thiago, right? Thiago's going to sign a new contract, so he's staying. You have too many players, man, in the midfield. And we play a 4-2-3-1. We have 2 CDMs. 2. And then we have like 6 players for those positions when Fine comes in. And then obviously Havertz, that's where we really need players, because Barcelona... Paris, you know what? I think Bayern should get rid. If Inter Milan even want more than 2 million for Perisic, or even come on, man, they want more than 7 million for Perisic. I'm saying it now. Just don't do it, because, like I keep saying, give the youngsters a chance, right? But at the same time, if we get Kai Havertz, we would have less of an incentive to play Perisic every game. We can just stick Havertz in any position. He can probably be a baller there too. Havertz is incredibly fast. He's not quick, he's fast. He's actually like fast. His fast is like he glides on the pitch. The guy is a saucy baller. I hope we get him, but not this season, the next season. I think we will get him next season. A lot of people, especially apparently Real Madrid, are linked to him. Why would Havertz go to Real Madrid, first of all? Why? And this is what I'm saying. If Bayern win the CL this year, every single player will now know, oh, Bayern's an option. They will look at Sané, and they will look at Gnabry. These players, especially, like your Paul Pogba's, I'm not saying we're going to sign Pogba, but personalities like that, we'll get Sané, and then the next thing we get is that thing. Sané is the X factor. He is the difference maker. Gnabry is kind of an X factor, just less experience. I think Sané's had a better career so far than Gnabry, because Gnabry only barely came through. To be fair with Gnabry, we criticize him a lot, but the guy is not we don't criticize him as much as we criticize Coman, but we do kind of go at him a little bit. To be fair with Gnabry, he hasn't had like 3 years. Coman's had a longer time here than Gnabry has. And one is playing better, and one has actually helped us win something. One has helped us in big games, and the other one's a hospital patient. Gnabry is injury prone, but not really. He's going to pick up a knock, but he never gets injured for 8 months. He picks up knocks, and that's cool for a winger that gets fouled a lot. But I expect wingers to get injured, and that's why you need a lot of wingers. Hazard. Real Madrid still have a massive Eden Hazard's good though, let's be fair. Hazard was a baller at Chelsea. I didn't really think about I was watching Eden Hazard highlights before games when I used to be a winger. Iron Robin highlights, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna play like this today. Messi highlights as well. I'm gonna play like I used to watch too many Douglas Costa highlights. I was like, I'm gonna play like this today, and you never really do. you just play like you should play, and that's it is what it is though. But yeah, back to this Nubel thing. A lot of people think we should loan him out. What do you think? Can anyone, you know what, press 1 if we loan out Nubel. Just type 1 if we loan out Nubel. He has when fit. Hazard is amazing when fit. He's one of the most talented players in La Liga in the world. I agree. I agree with that. I actually do. Yeah, he was the best player at Chelsea. So we loan out Nubel. That's a 1. Wow. Why would we loan out Nubel, man? Gnabry, you can be proud of having in your team, but can't say the same about Coman. That's true, but I mean Barcelona happen to have Ousmane Dembele. He's worse than Coman. If anything, he gets more injuries. So I hope, man. I don't know what it is. If Coman could stay fit for an entire season, and we could look into the future and say he stayed fit, I just think this guy might actually become an ice cold baller. He has the dribbling, the talent is in Coman. The same way it's in a lot of these players that get injured a lot. The talent is in them, but you just feel like they'll never really truly get to that level because of their injuries. And the psychological part of injuries, you think every single moment you could get injured. Nubel will play DFB Pokal matches next season. That's what I think too. And I think Champions League matches against Basel or something, he could play those too. Or your irrelevant teams that no one cares about. If we won a group stage and we know we'll win, Nubel can play the last game. I think so many games we played where they're just stat padding games. Lewandowski got his 4 goals against Olympiacos after we already won the thing. So very, very, very different. What about a 10? Muller is still mysterious. We only have 1 10. I think there's a reason why Bayern signed. Coutinho, we need a top class 10. And I think that top class 10 will be Kai Havertz. K-Havertz, as the British would say. Kai Havertz is going to definitely be at Bayern. I don't see it. So many things happen, especially with German players. It's like they're linked with a move to every single big club, and then Bayern just gets them. Everyone wanted Goretzka. Liverpool were linked to Goretzka heavily, and then Goretzka came in. Goretzka will not be playing a number 10. Hell no. We do not need that. Leon Goretzka is a freaking box-to-box CDM with power. Just keep it at that, because we all know he doesn't play well in that 10 position, especially attacking. He just, you know what? No, he actually played well a few times, but he just doesn't link well with Lewandowski as well as Muller does. Hello, what's up, FIFA World? Thank you for stopping by, but there's just no way you're telling me we should put Kai Havertz or over Gnabry if we... Nah, even in the German national team, he plays different, Goretzka, from how he plays in Bayern, but I just don't like it. I hate it so much. God kill me. Every time I see it, I just don't like it, please. I hate seeing Goretzka play that high because he's so good in the defensive phase. He's so good in the pressing and energy. In FIFA, I know we don't like doing FIFA stuff. Goretzka has the most stamina. Him and Kimmich have the most stamina in the team. Is a complete waist high. He arrives well late, well from deep. Exactly, like a Wijnaldum. He is better than Wijnaldum because he has more of a physical inducing press. He's actually very technical, Goretzka, in terms of like just sweet dribbling. He's starting to spray passes around. I saw it. Leon, don't think I didn't see that. I saw the passing. I saw what you were doing. Hold on, I'm trying to look. Goretzka had a few long balls, and I was like, he never plays those, but he played one to Coman, and it did end up with Coman's feet, but it was a sweet long ball. Goretzka had a 7.7 rating, and we all know who scored does it. He had a 7.7 rating, Kimmich a 7.9, despite Kimmich having an assist. That's how good Goretzka played. Davies had an 8.5. Pavard with 2 goals had a 8.5. Who scored also gave Gnabry an 8.1. How they gave him that is beyond me. But I'm telling you, of course, I'm not all about stats, but I'm trying to look at these long balls. Goretzka actually played a few of those. I was like, damn, Leon, is that you? It is that well, man. His ability to cover massive amounts of ground in a short space is amazing. Goretzka's like Ballack. Yeah, he has so much energy about him. If Gerrard and Lampard liked tackling, it would be Goretzka. Yeah, that is true. Really hope so. Havertz would be amazing, and Nubel should not get loaned out. Thiago could... No. Hell no. We do not need Thiago as a 10, bro. Come on. Thiago last season, Thiago was one of the best CDMs in the world. He's still one of the best center midfielders in the world, even one of the best CDMs in the world. I think Thiago is better defensively than Kimmich, and that sounds crazy. His recovery is actually not like Kimmich. They're both the same pace type. No, Kimmich's faster, but I would say that in how his nature, his composure when he's tackling and defending, I think Thiago is better in the defensive phase than Kimmich. it shows because Thiago gets in more challenges and has a higher win percentage. You would think he would have a lower, but Kimmich gets in less challenges than Thiago and wins less in terms of the win percentages. I think Thiago is just superb in the tackle. People underrate him for that. Kai's not going to go to Real Madrid. Why would he go to Real Madrid? Well, Real Madrid are in a crisis right now. They haven't figured out if Real Madrid's competing in La Liga against Barcelona. Look at the season Barcelona's having and look at Real Madrid and the players they have. You would think they should be miles ahead of Barcelona, but they aren't. Real Madrid have had their problems. They're going to keep having issues. I don't think Real Madrid is going to dominate this next decade because they would need the next Galactico. If Real Madrid in a few years knew Alphonso Davies, best left back in the world, in a few years I'm guessing Davies has won a Champions League. He's still solid. He's still there. He's just the best left back in the world. Like solidified. No one else is competing. He's getting the assists. He's getting even more assists and even more goals. Real Madrid could go 200 million. We get Davies. Say Bayern do that. That's where I can see Real Madrid, because Real Madrid have succeeded so well in the last 10 years because they know how to just, you know what? We're not succeeding right now. Let's spend some money. They do. They do it every 10 years. They spend so much money. And they have spent the money this decade with Hazard, with Vinicius Jr., with Rodrigo, and with Luka Jovic, with Militao. They've spent with Mendy. They've spent some money, man. Real Madrid, don't get it twisted, have spent some real freaking money. Why is it so off-centered? Okay, they've spent some money, man. So I think you have to look at it. Real Madrid will want to be back, but for right now, if you think Bayern are cheap as they buy someone for. We bought Lucas Hernandez for 70 million. We're not cheap. We're just smart. Why would we buy Lucas for 100 million if we knew we couldn't? Or why would we buy anyone for more than their value when we know that we can negotiate the price down? That's being cheap is a good thing. I bet you the richest people in the world are actually the cheapest people because they've somehow managed to not spend their way to poverty. A lot of people like to spend money like the Real Madrids to make it look the statement signings they call it. But sometimes you got to negotiate the crap out of that price. You got to. Bayern is doing it well. We're probably going to sign. Look at how we're going to sign Sané. Last summer we know for a fact we were going to sign Leroy Sané if he hadn't gotten injured. We know for a fact. Even if it fell through, we would have probably still signed him. We would have signed Sané. But for 130 million for whatever City and I negotiated. But then City and us, not I. I'm not buying Sané for 130 million. I buy him for $1.30. But think about it. A year later from that, now all of a sudden we can sign Sané for 40 million. So, I mean, Bayern just gets lucky. I mean, it would be so cool if we actually got Sané for less than 60 million. Because legit, Sané is worth 88 million in my opinion. Leroy Sané is worth 90 million. Because if you look at his accomplishments, look at Sané is he has these assists. One of City's best players in the last few years. He's won the Premier League twice. He's won all the FA Cups. He's done it in the Bundesliga. That's the most important thing. Albert Francis Einstein is my Real are crap without CR7, which is true. Real Madrid are done with their money. Real Madrid have Hakimi and Odegaard, Rodrigo in the future, and more players they loaned, and they're probably going to buy Mbappe by 2021. So they're looking better than Barcelona. Real Madrid will definitely be in La Liga, dominated in the next decade. I don't think Barcelona. I think Atletico Madrid have declined too. The competition in La Liga has declined as a whole. It's competitive, but I think Atletico Madrid have dropped down a level. Sevilla or Getafe, who were relegated last season, or some team was relegated, and for the majority of the season, they were in the top 4. I mean, you can look at that and go, "Oh, that's cool. They're outperforming," but that's telling me that Sevilla has dropped, Valencia has dropped in levels, and that's not good. And the Bundesliga has risen. We'll see. We'll see with the next decade. But Real Madrid are definitely not, for me, an option. Kai Havertz might look at it, but they do have Odegaard. So why would Kai Havertz go there knowing Odegaard's there? We need Havertz more than Real Madrid need Havertz. We need Havertz more than Barcelona need Havertz. We need Havertz more than any other Juventus. there's only two teams in the world that a player can match with going to Bayern. That's Real Madrid and Barcelona. But now it's like those clubs are now and Bayern's here. Look at how Alaba came out and said, "I enjoy playing in this team." You don't think players talk? You don't think Alaba's talking with like some big players? You don't think Kylian Mbappe follows Alaba on Instagram? You don't think Mbappe follows Davies? Not even on like as just a player, and they're saying, "Oh, I love playing in this team." You don't think in the back of these players' heads they're like, "I would like to play in that team. I'd like to play in that culture." You don't think? I'd like to play with millions of fans around the world watching in a stadium full packed with Germans going, "Oh, Bayern." No, I'm playing. I'm sorry. But you don't think these players talk? These players will be talking. I bet you Lewandowski will be talking with players. Lewandowski could tell Mbappe, "I like to." Lewa has power in football. He does, because he's literally top 4 Champions League all-time scorer. He's going to be saying it to... Frank Ribéry has power as well. Frank has said he'd like to see Sané at Bayern. You don't think Sané's going, "Oh, a Bayern legend and legend of the game, a winger legend who plays in the same positions as me, he's telling me that he'd love to see me at Bayern. I should go." City are right to be raving, because they know we've done well. We've gotten a lot of people to do that. Sentient won't bench him. No, I don't know why I'm reading that. Coutinho will go out on Arsenal. He probably will. That's crazy. Xavi started out as an offensive playmaker in early 2000s before bossing it deeper. Thiago has the exact same evolution in his career. I think Thiago is technically more gifted than Xavi. Xavi probably has better vision than Thiago, but I think, in my opinion, Thiago is better defensively, better covering grass, better in terms of physical strength. It's like, yeah, he has gotten, and tactically, he's a better defensive player. I think a defensive manager would definitely love Thiago, because he's so effortless in how he defends and attacks. It's easy for him almost. So I think, yeah, you're right. There is a comparison there. And Thiago was a 10 for Barcelona. He was playing very high. He even played on the right-hand side sometimes for Pep Guardiola, the weirdo. He played like almost like a right wing back. Oh my God. Or right wing. It was weird. But I think over the last few years, Thiago dropped deeper and deeper. And then that's how we get the most out of him. Sometimes you can have a player know how to play a position well and they can be world class at it, but you can get the most out of him in a different position. And that's people's arguments with Kimmich, that he's world class as a right back, probably better right back than CDM. That's a fact, because he's gotten the most assists, I think, in last year as a right back. And yeah, this season you're getting more out of Kimmich, more out of his ability, his playmaking, his vision, etc., his energy. Right? Kimmich covered the most grass in the Bundesliga from right back last season. So people are using that to say, okay, that means you're getting the most out of him in midfield, in CDM. And I agree with that. It does make sense. Would you rather Fruchtel, Hoffmann, or Nubel? Well, you just answered the question for me. Nubel, the title answers the questions. But why would I want Hoffmann and Fruchtel over Nubel? You know what? Fruchtel was supposed to be the next thing. He was. But that's a lot of things with these youngsters. That's why I say loan these players out. Them playing for Bayern 2 is not enough for me. Them giving out clean sheets for Bayern 2 is not enough. Bayern 2 is a good team, but when you send them out on loan where they have to struggle to get 5 minutes, they'll be like, and they know that they can, right? Because you know how demotivating it could be to look at your training mate and it's Manuel Neuer, and you know he's the best goalkeeper in the world. You know how demotivating that could be? So I imagine these young players know in their heads that it's difficult to get ahead, and it probably demotivates them. When they go out on loan to these other teams, I bet you they want to freaking perform. They want to get there. They want to definitely show themselves out. So that's my thing, though. That really is. I think people don't realize just how important it is for these young players to have an environment around them where it's competitive. That's why businesses do well. If you have other businesses, it's good to have competition, because if you don't have competition, how are you going to know what changes you need to make to please your customers? How are you going to know that this is what I need to do to make my customers do this and that? You wouldn't know if you didn't ever have competition. It's so important to have competition. It's so important to feel threatened. It's so important to be on the edge, right? a lot of relationships probably fail because the girl feels like the guy has settled in, and a lot of dudes break up with their girlfriends because she just starts wearing anything around the house, and that's why so many relationships don't live next to each other, because there's no competition. So Nubel, Lucas can't play right back. I mean, he probably could, but he's left-footed, so there's no logic in that. There's really no logic. But to be honest with you, actually, there's a lot of... I'm not a fan of left-footed players in general playing in defense. I don't like it. I'd rather have Philippe Lahm playing left back than Davies. Now I'm playing, obviously, but it is something to consider. If we don't have a right back ever, if everyone got injured, Lucas Hernandez could fill in our right back. Yeah, he just go down the... I think Alaba, if anything, he can probably play. The guy uses his right foot very well. I didn't know Alaba was that good on his right foot, so something to consider. I don't play FIFA, Kelvin. I don't. It's boring to me. I haven't opened my Xbox. Actually, this controller, which I just turned on, it's actually synced to my PC. So if I was to do this, shouldn't it open? It's synced to my PC, so it's not even plugged in. Oh, dang it. Now it's going to take forever to turn off. I'll just take off the battery. Oh, yes. Yeah, the good old take off battery trick to get it to die. Yeah, I don't play Xbox, man. I do not play Xbox. Could Alaba play DM? Yeah, he has played DM. Actually, Alaba was created as a DM, but we needed a left back, and he fit the bill. Powerful, big, black, and strong, and fast. So we got him as a left back, and he's done it for the last few decades, or the last decade. And now he's a center back. I think Alaba has appreciated this, though, because it helped him get the most out of his game. I always thought to myself, Alaba, he rushed everything he did as a left back. By rush, I mean, like when he crossed, even in his crossing technique, it's so pacey sometimes. Davies looks like he's just filled in at that, and at center back, Alaba seems to be much more nurtured and composed. He seems much like a leader. I don't think he could be, not many fullbacks. Oh, yeah, I was going to say not many fullbacks have really ever been captain, and then Philippe Lahm popped in my head 2 seconds later. But what I mean by that, it's like, players like with composed nature that bring the team to be relaxed. Those are your leaders. Alaba's done that at center back. I think he's going to stay there. I really do. He's going to stay at center back. How many games has he played at center back this season? I think he's played more games now. But, I mean, under Hansi Flick, Alaba has played pretty much every minute. Oh my God, Hansi! Almost every single minute. Every game he started, actually, Alaba. That's crazy. I think it helped with his fitness, too. Alaba's definitely staying more fit at center back because it's easier to play center back. It's just more mentally consuming. It really is. If you haven't played center back in your life, you wouldn't know this feeling. I have, and I don't like it. I don't enjoy playing center back. But if you haven't played in a position where it's all about anticipation, you have to almost expect the worst thing to happen. You're so negative how you play. You have to give up space sometimes because you think, oh, if I rush here, this player might run in behind me. I can't give this space. You have to almost give them space, and then you pray that your CDMs can cover you while you make a defensive challenge, or your center back partner is paying attention. I played with my guy. He's my friend, but this guy was not. Sometimes my man wasn't thinking. I'd go up and I'd definitely press the striker, and my guy's not behind me. Most of the times I won the challenges, but he wouldn't be behind me waiting because, you have to cover me. It's how it should be. But he just never did it. So center back is definitely the most difficult position for me to play. Alana can play anywhere. Yeah, Alana is pretty good. What are your thoughts on Cousins? He looks saucy, but he should take comfort in Davies' story in terms of development. Cousins, I don't know about him. I don't know, man. For me, it's I'm so confused what a lot of these young players especially are about. I don't know what he's about. Is he energetic midfielder? I forgot when I was mentioning our midfielders. Cousins. We have Cousins who we bought. You know what? Thinking about it, we bought Cousins last season towards the end of the transfer window. And everyone was like, "Who's that?" I thought, "Who?" I said the same thing. By the way, leave a like on the video, everyone. Let's get to whatever the goal is. I can't see the likes on the screen. I can't see it in my streaming thing either. So if you leave a like, I wouldn't even know. So please leave a like, please. He used to play, yeah, but I don't know. Cousins. Bayern should sell Hernandez and start playing Lucas. What? Well, look, that's just not gonna. That's not gonna happen, is it? No, it wouldn't. It wouldn't even be logical. Goretzka's only 25, by the way. Just saying that. Just trying to make everyone realize that. Let me look into this. I want to see the last few games. Goretzka's only his average match ratings is. I mean, he's only played 12 matches. He's only appeared in 12 matches this season in the Bundesliga. I mean, that's mainly because of the injuries. But I think as a CDM, his highest ratings in the last few games has come from him playing as a CDM. And as attacking midfielder, he's had the one of the lowest. He's had the lowest of his ratings. So I think he is definitely. We're seeing it now. We're seeing that thing. He likes to play the short passes. We know with Goretzka. He likes to. He's starting to spray the ball around more with more confidence. Now that's not really his job, right? But he didn't really play long ball. My man did not. He didn't care. He was just, just simpler passes. But now we're starting to see he seems creative. Is that what you're telling me, or is that what? Yeah, I guess he does. If Thiago leaves, I think Bayern will be okay with Cousins, Tolisso. Thiago isn't leaving, and there's no reason for him to. It's funny how how your face turns when you read out. I do that too. Oh my god. Why? Why do I do that? But yeah, you're right. We will have too much midfield depth, but Thiago's not leaving. So I think Tolisso is more like he's going to leave. That's a fact. I think we bought Tolisso for 35 million, and he hasn't done it. He hasn't performed. We bought Tolisso when a lot of teams did want him. He was that kind of he was like a De Jong at his time. People forget he was in demand. Same with Renato Sanchez. I think we bought him in 2017. Yeah, both in 2017. And they just haven't done it. Renato, I'd love to have Renato right now, if I'm being honest. I would love to have Renato Sanchez back. But I can see why Renato was like, I'm out of here, because he wasn't playing any games. And Renato never got the creative freedom, like to roam around because he's like a Messi in midfield. Renato Sanchez is similar to Paul Pogba in how they play. They wanna. He's 5'9". The guy plays like he's 6'4". He's very freaking strong, aggressive. It's amazing to watch. But my man's gotten 5 man of the matches so far in Ligue 1. Right? You can say, oh, it's the Farmers League. Stupid. You must be stupid. It shows that when he did get his chances, and think about it, Renato, I feel bad for him. He had to play under Carlo Ancelotti. He had to play right back under Jupp Heynckes, and then he had to play under Niko Kovac, and then Hansi Flick. Or Hansi never got a chance to even try. So, man, I feel bad for Renato Sanchez. But that's a player that someone's going to look at and go, what if we wanted a Babakura Samori and we can't get him because Renato's in his ear like, dude, they're not going to play you. But that's another thing, man. That's a discussion for another day. João Felix I really want this kid to succeed. I know, yeah, he cost all that money, but I was on that train where I was like, too much money, but the guy he's good. He destroyed Liverpool. He helped Bayern to win the Champions League in 2020. Quote this video. He helped us because he pretty much started that thing with Atletico versus Liverpool. He was the reason Atletico Madrid beat Liverpool, man. The guy was exceptional. And he hasn't really been that crap. He's just gotten unfortunate with injuries. Yeah, he's had like 27 games, but I mean, I think he's going to be a bowler. I think people are sleeping on on João Felix. I don't think he should have gone to Atletico, though. If he came to Bayern, where he actually would have fit our system, because he's not like an actual central attack. He plays off the striker. He links with he linked well with whoever the striker was. I think he would have fit us. But I hope he does well. I genuinely do. For Atletico Madrid, he's going to do well, though. And that's another reason why I keep saying Simeone should play a different play style. because now he has a baller like João Felix, where if you dominate possession, he's gonna score like 3 goals a game, every single game. If you dominate possession with Atletico Madrid and their fitness levels, they could press like Liverpool more than Liverpool do in a game. Legit, they're using some African voodoo magic or something, black magic, because their fitness is amazing. Oh God, these guys can defend for 90 minutes. Defending is harder than attacking, by the way, because defending, you have to actually have this determination in your head mentally that you don't want to be broken down. It's a mental game versus Atletico. Some guy said in the news thing, it's a mental game. You have to be in the moment every single moment, because they're in the moment. Look at how they beat Liverpool. They shouldn't have beat Liverpool, but they were like, we believe in ourselves, we can do it. No one thought Atletico would do it. I did say they will go scam a 2-2 draw and go away and win through on away goals. I said so. And they actually did it. So, like, and they won 3-2 against Liverpool in their own stadium. Like, oh. That's so confusing. Atletico Madrid. But if Atletico changed their play style, I can definitely see a situation where they improve. They can get João Felix to play in that system and definitely contribute massively. By the way, subscribe to the channel if you're new, everyone, and leave a like. Yeah, they can definitely become like that team, but they can't just play this. they have to try a different system with him. Sancho and Havertz are the 2 best 20-year-olds in the world. Is Sancho 20? I thought he was 21. Havertz is a baller though. I know Sancho is good, but my thing with Sancho, João Felix is overrated. He's not overrated. I think he's just underperformed in Atletico, but the guy was a ball. He is. I mean, I think we'll see more of him. And the way he scored that, he just composed himself against Liverpool. Not many youngsters are able to do that, where it's like the game slows down. Not many players in general. When Lewandowski scores some goals, I'm like, how did he score that? It's almost as if he's moving and the other team is lagging or something, because then the guy will hold the ball in between his feet and he'll get like a very powerful shot out of nowhere, and then it's going top bins and the goalkeeper is stunned because they're like, how did he get a shot that quick? I think Chris Richards did an interview where he was like, he was defending Lewandowski. Lewa turned for 1 second, bang, top bins. And upper 90, that's what he said. American kid, upper 90. No one says that. But they say top bins. But seriously, I think João Felix has that level of, he can make the game almost relax for him. The way his technical elegance is close to the level of Havertz. He's more technical than Havertz. You can see that kind of Ronaldo where he's like kind of trying to do everything. But I think with Atletico Madrid, he's just underperformed. And give the kid some time. Give him some time. He's a bowler. He's gonna show it. Bayern 2 is gonna be Bayern 2 cannot get promoted, because that would mean we could face them in a competition. Bayern 2 can't be. They can't get promoted past the 3rd league, because that's just, come on, surely not. But I mean, versus in Benfica, he had 15 goals and 7 assists, man, and creating all these chances. Let me look at this. How many chances did he create per game? Key passes. My goodness, my man was balling. I think João Felix will definitely get better though, and he will. Just believe. But they're killing it in the 3rd league. Well, I mean, that's good for our 2nd team. But that's my thing with youngsters. It's like they can ball it out in the 2nd league all they want. If they can't do it in the Bundesliga and in the actual competition that they're trying to get to, then it doesn't matter to me. There's a lot of young Bayern players right now that just they're gonna be, where did these players go? And I'm gonna be like, they played for us? You're gonna be like, they played for us? Who was that? But there's so many players but hopefully the goal is to get everyone to play world class. But surely the fact that some of these players aren't getting the chances that we think they should be getting, surely the coaches, the Hansi Flicks, the actual coaches that are licensed to check this out, surely they're seeing something that we're not. Maybe they're seeing a mentality issue. Maybe they're seeing that they're just not good players. Maybe they're seeing that these players won't develop. But thank you everyone so much for watching. It's been a nice stream. Today was amazing. Thank you all so much for participating. Mia san mia and peace. Oliver Batista-Mai or Leon Dejaku. They're both in the same situation, young and could probably flop, but we want them to perform well, and I hope they do. Oliver Batista-Mai, I think I say that name every stream now. Sell Perisic, give that kid a chance, give Leon Dejaku a chance, because that's Bayern. We do that. We've given Thomas Muller chances. These kids are going to be looking at it and going, I want to be given a chance.